PSB Real Deal. All good things must come to an end. Final webcast here of this year's event. This one is a great matchup to say the least. Taking on Florida Future Elite. Best choice sophomores just able to take home the championship in their great exhibition here. Host of college coaches that have stayed here to close the gym down with us at the PSB Real Deal in the Ville. I'm Marcus Burnett. Appreciate you joining us here today. Prospects Nation TV powered by the SUV. 3-point Allison Rife. Makes it a 3-0 game. Autumn Giles. Kicks. Here's Cloutier. Cloutier can't get the shot to go. One's going to be saved in bounds by Destiny Henderson. Outen poked it away. Outen takes it right at Gilbert. Gilbert got a piece of that one. Just got done playing a game. Apparently still got enough in the legs to make key plays. Here we see Rife off the mark on the shot. Rebound going to be pulled out of there. Paul gets it up to Destiny Henderson for the layup drill. 3-2. This is a great way to end the day. I was thinking about getting a 5-hour energy Red Bull and energy drink. None needed. Just by looking at this matchup, the programs represented and the individual pieces that are out here, that's enough to be invigorating. As you can see, the number of coaches that have stayed right there in the bottom of your screen and some along the baseline. Giles can't get the shot to go. Tipped around. Going to be brought down there by number 44. For best choice, it's Kaylin Kaufman. We're going to have a 30-second timeout. Let's take a look at the Prospects Nation instant replay there. As you see them kick it over to Allison Rife. Rife knows exactly what to do with it there. She gets the three-pointer. Best choice gets a quick timeout to be able to talk it over. Resuming play after the timeout. Trip to the free throw line coming here for Kaufman. Kaufman and Emily Sullivan. Kaufman's 44 at the line. Sullivan, number 21. A twin tower scenario of sorts for best choice. Splashes that one through. The score now 5-2, 14 minutes, 6 seconds and counting. Left to play here in the first half. Outen looking inside, works it inside to Stephanie Paul. She's met with defenders. Ball's loose, 50-50 ball, fought for on the ground. Rife able to come away with it, gets it to Gilbert. Gilbert kicks it to Harris. Harris tight ropes along the baseline and brings it back out. Looking to use the Kaufman screen. Cloutier did a good job of poking that one away. There's Kaufman, 2 long strides, shots off. Paul makes sure Emily Sullivan doesn't get to it, gets it in the hands of Henderson. Cloutier gets the step. Kaufman says, I'm right there. Object closer than it appeared. As she's able to get back there and make the play. You see some of the coaches that have stayed here. You see Iowa over there on Logo Row. Florida State still here as well. Temple. Florida will get you some of the others there along both baselines as well. Alabama, Belmont represented. Score is 8-2. Paul, nowhere to go there off of that spin move. Kicks it out to Destiny Henderson. Henderson, it won't stay down. Sullivan with the nice rebound. Gilbert with it up top. Kicks it outside. Rife started off the game with a three-pointer. This time she works it into Sullivan. She'll have to go out. Here's Gilbert for three. I don't know what's eating Gilbert great, but I know Caitlin Gilbert is out here eating. And she gets another bucket. This time it's a triple. I actually think they ruled that one a two. Here's the knocked away by Harris. Solid defender going up against a good tandem of guards in Outen and Henderson. Outen left that one short. Now here's Harris. Kicks it out to Gilbert. Back to Harris. Paul contests. Harris shot just off the mark. Kaufman wrestles the rebound away. And she has continued to work on the inside. Kaufman has. We're going to get a timeout. Let's take a look at a couple Prospects Nation TV instant replays over the past couple minutes. That's the one with Rife that we saw a couple minutes back. Look back at this one. Time to feed it inside. Sullivan kicks it right back out. Gilbert, she just got done playing the game. Still plenty left in the tank. Stream music from the corner. But definitely not least, see Kaufman. Not only the wherewithal to be able to rebound that in traffic, but able to make sure they get the 2 points out of her extra effort as well. 12-2 is your score. 11 minutes, 27 seconds remaining here in the first half. Florida Futures Elite answers right out of the timeout. That's good news for Coach Robert Giles and Jamie Outen, coaching staff here for Florida Futures. They make the extra pass to Rife, and she's 2 for 2 from three-point land. It's 15-4. One of the things Coach Giles emphasized there in that timeout was that they got to be smarter as far as the shots that they take. They're trying to go in and score over trees. It's one thing to knock down a couple floaters. It's another thing to take it inside. Like Kaufman and Sullivan aren't in there waiting on you. So right there, Florida Futures Elite saying no problem as they knock down the three. Coming right back the other way, it's Sullivan. So it's 17-7. They get it to Paul. That one partially blocked, I believe. Rife stepping through. Allison Rife saying, don't pigeonhole me just to three-point land. Gets that deuce inside as well. Makes it 19-7. Henderson over to Paul. Paul, nice little shot there at the free throw line. Stephanie Paul makes it 9-19. Harris looking to use the Sullivan screen instead. She'll kick it out to Gilbert. Here's Kaufman. Multiple facets of the game here today. as we'll have another timeout. Take a look back at some of those Prospects Nation TV replays over the past few moments. See Giles going to kick it out. Gets it over to Henderson. That's a way to be able to mitigate that length of Kaufman and Sullivan. Be able to step outside, splash that one. Good defense, but better offense. Here's a different one here. This is Rife. That was the nice move, the finish inside. Got to look at the last one that sent us into the timeout. Kayla Kaufman is already having a good game inside. She's attacking the glass there. Shows you the mid-range jumper. Showing you some pick and pop value there. Scores 21-9 after that last bucket by Kaufman.
Bring it out, Autumn. Bring it out.
Autumn Giles with it. It's a good jumper there. Missed it. Missed it to the right there, but in terms of looks, if you're Coach Giles, you got to be happy with those sorts of shots. Worst thing you can do here with both Kaufman and Sullivan standing inside is over-penetrate. So they've done a good job being able to mix their shot selection up a little bit over the past few minutes. Sullivan is going to have a breather. Coming in her place will be number 15, Kendall Spears. Got Tyasha Harris up top. Harris has just been getting others involved, doing what she does. Here, she gets it up. Rifle. Safe to say we can go ahead and call her the hot hand. If you don't want to give her that label just yet, she's getting there. Just where NBA Jam, we say she's heating up phase. Heating up, the next one that goes through, it'll be a fireball. That one nearly stolen. Looking to sub back into the game is going to be number 2, Jariah Outen. So Outen comes back in. Looks like she's going to sub in for Cloutier. (24-9). Harris being guarded by Henderson. Right to Gilbert. Gilbert. No good on the shot. Kaufman tips it out. Foul going to go against Kaufman. Foul goes against Kaufman there. Push in the back. The off arm. Here's Outen. Gets it over to Henderson. Number 22, Mosbach in the game. Megan Mosbach. Here's Stephanie Paul. Paul, nice shot. It's 11-24. It's a relative comparison, but Stephanie Paul kind of like your Draymond Green for this Florida Futures elite team. In terms of what she can do, mix it up inside, can guard players on the inside, but also guard some perimeter players. Can finish and knock down the occasional outside shot. There we see Tyasha Harris just picking her spot there, attacking. ability to finish that we've seen not just throughout this live period, but over the past few years. And plenty more archives to come. Gilbert gets it ahead to Harris now. Harris had Rife wide open for a second. Didn't see it. As Allie Rife is going to have a breather. Well deserved. She's already got double digits here in this one. That foul is going to send Zion Sanders to the free throw line. Sanders, another player that's doing double duty, just got done playing in the championship game. Emily Sullivan comes back in. So does number 5, Anaya Peoples. Peoples, a member of the sophomore team, was key in a crucial win over Team Elite Hubbard. Team Elite was down by 20. Best Choice had to hold on in what ended up being a relatively close game. Really was a 3-4 point game under 2 minutes. Best Choice United was able to gut it out. Giles got the step, but Kendall Spears able to reach in and poke it out of there. Outen trying to do the same thing to her, but she gets rid of it over to Gilbert. Sorry, that's Peoples. Peoples to Harris. Harris directing traffic, calling for the Sullivan screen. Sanders back out to Harris. Harris has been showing off the much improved jump shot here this July as well. The nice dish to Sullivan. Sullivan can't get the shot to go. Peoples all over that pass there. Uncharacteristic play by Outen. People still weaving through jerseys. We'll have a foul on the play. Brunson will check back into the game for Florida Futures Elite. As Outen will have a seat. Four minutes, 26 seconds and counting left to play here in the first half. Gilbert dribbling out up top, waiting for Florida Futures Elite to come defend. They get out there. Now Peoples will bring it back up top and reset. They see Sullivan inside. Too strong on the shot. Sanders with the offensive rebound. Zion Sanders makes it 9-11. Stephanie Paul knocks down another jumper. She's just trying to do whatever it takes to make sure they stay within striking distance. Defending inside, getting rebounds, knocking down shots. Whatever it takes to fill in the void until Florida Futures Elite can get going. You know you're going to have a spurt out of Destiny Henderson and Jariah Outen. With their increased level of activity, you'll get more production from Cloudier as well. But the name of the game is making sure the lead or the deficit is not insurmountable by the time they're able to get going. Number 35 checks into the game for Best Choice. That's Bree Bowles. She was 33 on the Best United sophomore team that just won the championship in the previous game. So I think when you look at Bowles, Sanders, Gilbert, Peoples, and Deshauna Harper, who hasn't seen action yet, Zion Sanders, Players that are trying to go home with 2 wins. 2 straight wins here in the last 2 games of the PSB Real Deal. Stephanie Paul, she's finished every time they've asked her to. That plays no exception. Runs the floor, makes it 15-29. Gilbert guarded by Cloutier. Tough shot there by Gilbert. Autumn Giles with the rebound. Spears near that one. Got a hand on it, but Giles able to keep the possession. Henderson guarded by Peoples. The hesitation, rocks her to sleep, kicks it to Paul. And Paul will go to the free throw line. That's the Henderson, see her here. The nice little hesitation gets Peoples off. Drops it in there to Paul. Paul can't get it initially, but she's going to be fouled by Bowles. Go to the line. Knocks down the first free throw. One minute, 51 seconds remaining in the first half. I think if you're Florida Futures Elite, if you can go into halftime, maybe only down by 10 or so, I'm sure they would take a smaller deficit. But if you're down 10, given the first half that they've had and the doldrums they've been in offensively, say the glass would definitely be half full. Gilbert trying to make sure that 10 points won't be the deficit that they add to it. She pushes the lead back to 14 points. Paul dealing inside, she'll go back to the free throw line. First free throw's good. Stephanie Paul has been a lifesaver for Florida Futures Elite here in this first half. Makes it second. Lead is back down to 12. That one just short by Harper. Houghton passes ahead to Giles. Giles guarded by Harris. She'll kick it out top. Paul, three-pointer, follows her shot, but instead Giles gets the rebound and is fouled. First free throw is good. It's an 11-point game. Misses the second one, so splits the pair of free throws. Florida Futures Elite wants a timeout, and it looks like they'll get it. You can see a little bit more pep in the step coming for Florida Futures Elite. We look at some of the key plays over the past few minutes. Prospects Nation TV replay here. You see Stephanie Paul, she's done so much just making sure that she keeps them in the game until they get going. Uses a little shot fake there, off balance, keeping the pivot foot, making sure no travel's called. Just one morsel of what she's done here in the first half. Here you see Tyasha Harris. She's let others get going. Allison Rife started off hot. They milked a hot hand, but make no mistake, she's easy button offense whenever you need it. This little up and under move there. And the final one as we get ready to come out of the timeout. Another Stephanie Paul finish. This time running the floor. The assist by Henderson. So out of the timeout, 11-point gap. Florida Futures Elite can cut the deficit to single digits here. Paul no good on the shot. Autumn Giles creates another opportunity for him. Out and back out to Henderson. 31 seconds remaining. Paul using that shot fake again, misses the first shot. Working hard on the second. Mosbach gets it to go. Megan Mosbach, and it's a single-digit deficit. Talked about getting it down to 10 points and having to feel like they would be in good shape, relatively speaking. They've one-upped it, and they're only down 9. 5 seconds to go. Harris and them looking to score at the end of the half. So without even knowing it, she kind of answers that point that I was just making and says, I don't know about the whole single-digit deficit thing. And she sends us time with a 22-34 game. You see Stephanie Paul missing that first one, refusing to give up on it, goes, gets it, kicks it over to Mosbach. Splashes that one through. Thought it was going to be Florida Futures Elite ending that first half on a more positive note than what this Tyasha Harris three-pointer allowed them to end it with. Crossing over, slight step back there, and walks off over into the huddle. Sends us into halftime, 22-34. We'll be back with more Nation TV after this break. Second half action underway. Marcus Burnett. Brandon Clay joining me here for the second half. Here in this nice matchup between Best Choice and Florida Futures Elite. Brandon, what a great way to end PSB Real Deal in the Ville Session 2.
California, Xavier, Dayton, St. John's, Georgia Tech, Purdue, Temple, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. No, it's just what an opportunity, you know, for these kids to be able to play in front of these types of prestigious schools. Like, are you kidding me? You know, and to have them literally circling the court along with our staff. And when you see Miami over there talking with Cameron Neubauer, the head coach at Belmont, and just so many different looks that these kids can get. It's just been fantastic. And it's been like this all week. I'm just really pleased with the competition and the way that these games have gone. It's just been outstanding.
Gilbert hands it off to Allie Rife, who had a great first half.
Well, she's continued to work on her game. It's amazing from a skill set perspective. The 2 threes out of the corner. The handle right there, just the ability to change direction in a little traffic. Hand it off there. She's done a really good job with her game. And you saw just a second ago, Henderson, Destiny Henderson, number 3, guarding Caitlin Gilbert. 2 kids in the Elite 25 in 2018 already. So to have that matchup is awesome. And then in the post game, you got Emily Sullivan, 21, versus number 8, Stephanie Paul. I mean, you're getting great individual matchups inside of a really good team matchup, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Your thoughts on Stephanie Paul during the first half? They sputtered out of the gate. She kept them in the game.
Stephanie Paul just made herself some scholarship money. Already had multiple offers coming into today's contest. ProspectsNation.com, Elite 100 ranked prospect. And now has made herself even some more money. I wouldn't be surprised to see her get to 4 scholarship offers coming out of the break here, starting tomorrow when coaches can call. Alabama's here 3 deep with head coach Christy Curry, Terry Noonan, Sharika Wright. I mean, what can you say, man?
24-36 is your score as you see Paul there in front of the 3 aforementioned representatives from Alabama.
Nice play there by Alton. Doesn't go in, but I like the attack. Right now, she hadn't been able to get going the way we're accustomed to seeing. But this is the type of stuff that you want to see from her, the willingness to attack and get downhill. I was telling her school earlier today, for her continuing to feel the game and be able to score it in that second level, whether it's with a kill floater or whether it's with a jumper, is going to be essential to her progress.
Emily Sullivan, the EBA camper, able to get another one. Her and Kaufman, they've been key into the start here of this game.
I want to give a big shout out to PSB family member Florida Future. Jamie Outen watching the game at home just sent us a message on Twitter letting us know that he's watching it. Hashtag PSB Real Deal. Make sure to join the conversation. Thanks for watching, Jamie.
Ball's going to be handed off to Gilbert. She'll get it over to Harris. Trying to get that inside to Kaufman. Stephanie Paul was having none of it.
There hadn't been many mistakes. That's one, but definitely due for one. And this is an opportunity right now, honestly, the next 5 minutes of gameplay. I talk about this a lot, Marcus, getting inside of the 10-minute mark, being in single digits. So sitting right on top of the 13-minute mark. By the time that clock hits 8:30, you want to be inside of single digits, sitting on about 7 or 8 if you're Florida Future, to give yourself a chance to win this game.
That one short. I talked going into the half about wanting to cut it to a manageable 10 points, and they had got it under 9 with that Paul assist and that Mosbach bucket. And then Tyasha Harris hits a crossover and a step-back 3 to end the half.
Well, and it's tough. I mean, when you have to play from 2 runs behind, which is essentially what they're going to have to do here for the remainder of the game, against the best choice team that has the players to be able to make some things happen, it's tough. And Best Choice learned that last night against Phoenix Rudd. They were able to do it yesterday morning against Crossover Hoops. They made 2 runs to get back in the game. It's hard to do it twice in a day, and they found that out.
Destiny Henderson, nice jumper along the baseline. That's the thing with Outen and Henderson. It's not a matter of if, but when they're going to make their run.
No question. Into that mix, Cloudier is a shooter. So they've got the weapons. And Stephanie Paul, honestly, for a post player, is a really good passer. Look at that. As everything Ty Harris is throwing is going in. That was a designed pass there on the lob. Harris's face said it all. The open mouth, like, oh man, that really went in. But when you're a McDonald's All-American watch list caliber kid, things like that seem to happen for you from time to time.
Allie Rife threads the needle with the pass ahead. Harris is going to pull it out, take the 3. Good Paul. Kaufman with the rebound. She misses. No, she doesn't miss. Thought it was coming off. Sullivan was in a position for the rebound. I was getting ready to forecast a Sullivan rebound. Kaufman says, Chief, it's in there.
Hey, I really like what Kaufman brings to the table. Shown a nice little baby hook there. Has also been able to hit the 12 to 15-foot jumper facing in the first half. So a lot of skill there from Kaufman. Oh, man, the rim is kind right now, whether it's Harris, Kaufman, or now Giles.
27-45. 11 minutes, 25 seconds left to play here in the second half. Nice defense by Henderson. Takes the Sullivan screen to get her free. Rife with the off. Kaufman will go to the stripe.
You see Paul calling for the breather. Wasn't able to get in the mix on that one. That's normally if a ball's coming off the glass, that's hers, but says she needed a little break right now.
So Kaufman ready to go to the line. Paul about to sub out. Along with Outen coming back into the game, number 7, Bethany Brunson, and number 22, Megan Mosbach. Mosbach with it up top, over to Giles. Giles kicks it out. Mosbach chases down her own long rebound. Just heard somebody call out Omaha. Peyton Manning got a couple endorsement deals for his usage of Omaha. Sure, we got it with best choice being from Indiana. We've got to have some Peyton Manning fans out there watching.
Oh, I'm sure there's more than one.
Brunson kicks it out. Giles got Sullivan and Kaufman contesting. Good defense, better offense as Giles splashes that one.
I was telling a coach earlier just how impressed I've been with Giles' development and improvement skill-wise. Has really made herself a legitimate option on the wing. She made a nice move earlier. We're going to see the replay here. Kick. Henderson with the read. Face. Close out. Reads it. Nice ball screen there. A little space. Enough for her to hit the jumper.
That first free throw missed by Gilbert. That quick rest for Outen, and Paul will not be a long one. They're back in. Two subs coming in for best choice. It'll be Kendall Spears, number 15, and number 5, Anaya Peoples.
I really like Peoples' game. Just 2019, you see her guarding on the ball there with Outen. Versatile enough to play on the ball or off the ball. You know, can score it, but can also handle. Look at Stephanie Paul. Look at Stephanie Paul go to work.
Just a mouse in the house, relatively speaking, there against the larger Paul.
Well, when you hear Coach Wright and his staff over there, you got to box her out. You got to get a body on her. Well, Coach Wright, not liking what he's seeing, calls a timeout.
So we'll get a timeout. That one's going to be a full. Take a look at a couple Prospects Nation TV replays. There we were just talking about Anaya Peoples and how great she's been, all PSB real deal. Trying to box out there, you know, the effort was made to box out. Easier said than done. Stephanie Paul with the strong rebound and putting it back in. Coach Robert Giles is emphasizing better decisions when it comes to the mid-range game. You got Sullivan, Kaufman, Bree Bowles coming in off the bench for best choice. You want to see Outen, Henderson, Cloutier start taking better advantage of that mid-range in order to create more opportunities. It's going to be an extremely high degree of difficulty shot or a potential block for best choice. If you take it in too deep, Coach Giles has been emphasizing that throughout the game. And we've seen, you know, Florida Futures Elite do a better job being able to knock down some mid-range shots. I think Coach Robert Giles would just like to see it at a more frequent clip as they try to cut into this deficit. Out of the timeout. 32-48. Gilbert looking inside for Kaufman. Nice defense by Paul. Then she taps it out to Outen. Outen looking to come the other way. Gilbert and Peoples converge on the block there. Outen has it. They're going to use the Paul screen. No good on the jumper. Kaufman with the rebound, gets it to Gilbert. Now here's Peoples. Stephanie Paul all over that entry pass by Rife. That was Spears that was trying to work it in. Paul was all over it. Over to Brunson. Here's Giles. Outen gets it over to Giles. Giles up top to Mosbach. At 3 go. People's going to kick it out. Spears. Her shot's no good. Sullivan and Kaufman continue to play volleyball on the inside. Mosbach was able to come down with it and was knocked out of bounds by Best Choice. Eight minutes, 5 seconds and counting. Left to play. Offensive rebound by Henderson. Gilbert brings it out of the pile. One knocked out of bounds by Florida Futures Elite. Still a 16-point deficit. Three subs coming into the game for Best Choice. It'll be number 34, Zion Sanders, 35, Bree Bowles, and 23, Deshauna Day-Day Harper. Spears for three, just short. Long rebound comes to Mosbach, doesn't have numbers, so she'll wisely hold it up. Turn that one over, trying to get it to Outen in a hurry. Nice defense by Outen. That should have been a 5-second violation from where I'm sitting. Must not have been enough to make the officials count. Good defense, though, by Outen. We'll see if they can use that to translate into some offense. All's well that ends well as Outen gets to steal anyway. Hesitates for a second.
Oh, wow.
No foul called. Outen doing a good job, not complaining, just sticking with the play.
Well, you know, that's one of those plays, man, when you get in the open floor like that, everybody's pushing ahead, and her ability to stay with the play even after the first one doesn't convert, that was impressive. To gather herself, get it back, even though she got fouled, being able to get that and then be able to get the free throw line here.
Even more impressive when you look at the fact that she was close to getting a 5-second violation call with the way she was defending. Too many times you see the crybaby syndrome with a lot of players these days. It's nice to see a player just keep the head down, focus, let the officials do the calling.
No question. I tell kids all the time, and this goes for the same. Oh, great pass there by Henderson. Well, everything but the basket there for Paul. But just continue to play. You know, continue to play on, like you said, and put yourself in a position to be able to try to close the game down. And especially in this scenario, you want to win the basketball game, first and foremost. Let's not get that twisted. But you're also performing, you know, in a lot of ways for a job, you know, during your college days, and wanting to put on a good show for maybe your future employer in that regard. So finding the balance in that of obviously being disappointed that you're not playing well, but continuing to bust your behind, you know.
Gilbert hands off to Harper. Rife guarded by Cloutier.
Oh, nice pinch down there. The cover down from Henderson on the backside for the help allowed her to get the steal. Right place at the right time, and then gives it right back.
Nice block by Paul. Stephanie Paul with the block. Gets it ahead. And it's going to stay with Florida Futures Elite. That one's knocked out of bounds. We got to take a look at that one, Brandon.
Whoa. Ball's up ahead. Now you're going to see what should be, in theory, a nice, easy layup on the pass. Bree Bowles. Oh, no. Give me that.
Stephanie Paul. She's been at it.
Well, it's amazing. And the time it took For me to step out, get back on the microphone, she picked up another offer. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But that's what this stage does. You know, when you have an opportunity to come in and then you play and perform the way that she's played and performed, people are going to respond to that. Been impressive.
Going on the other is best choice, making it 32-50. 5 minutes, 23 seconds and counting.
You can hear the weather talking to us in the background.
I want to check the docket. Another offer probably just came in over the past 2 minutes.
I mean, it's like the waiver, just like to feel like free agency last week. Absolutely incredible, you know, in terms of the performance, just from everybody on the floor. You know, you're watching the kids do what we project them to do with a lot of the non-certified events. Stephanie Paul came and did this against Erica Cassell, going to NC State, played great. So this isn't a surprise, you know, to see her do this at this level is not a surprise. And to see, you know, Caitlin Gilbert or Anaya Peoples or Ty Harris, even Emily Sullivan, who was at EBA Super 64 camp, none of this is a surprise in terms of what we're getting from these kids. But it's always nice to see it, just see Paul calling for the sub there.
That one's knocked down by Mosbach.
Good shot there out of the corner, and that's what they need, you know, to be able to stretch the floor. Still about 4 minutes and change to go in this game as Kaufman takes that jumper.
And it's a 13-point game. So still enough time for Florida Futures Elite to pull something off. Not a ton of time to work with, but enough.
When you got Destiny Henderson, Giles, and Alton to go along with Paul. Oh, right on cue, Giles.
Florida Futures Elite. 10. Tyasha Harris still on the bench for best choice. Deep squad. You wonder how long she'll be out of the game.
You got to think if there's another basket here, it won't be much longer.
Tough break there for Florida Futures Elite. They get the stop. They're moving. Coach Giles would like to take the bucket, but right now he likes the momentum they're experiencing, the defense. No complaints on his end. Stephanie Paul's going to come out, get a quick rest.
Florida Future trying to get a lineup change there, looking like a hockey line. Well, and look, you got to love this. Sullivan, Autumn Giles, they're playing small here, so Sullivan's going to have an opportunity to be the screener in the screen and roll and maybe even get a feed or two in the post game.
That pass ahead for Giles. She has to track it down. Gets it up top to Cloutier. Crucial possession here for Florida Futures Elite, trying to string a couple buckets together.
Good decision. That's a great decision. That's good basketball. Mosbach takes time, doesn't force the shot, finds an open Cloutier.
We've got a 7-point game with 2 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. Get it to Peoples. Peoples go. Floats it up. Good.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, without a day of high school under your belt, to get into the lane to be able to shoot that basketball. In this setting, no less. That's a great shot as Florida Future making a run. And best choice, you know, Peoples able to give them a shot to stretch it to 9.
Big play there by Peoples. Take a look at some of what Florida Future Elite has done to get back into this one.
When you see the kick there, Paul with the basketball, tough drive, the hoop and the horn.
Two minutes, 16 seconds remaining in this one. It's a 9-point game thanks to Anaya Peoples, the same Anaya Peoples that was in another bracket championship game. In the game prior to this one, he could stay in front of her in that one either.
Yeah, it's hard to stay in front of that kid. She's got the skill set and the athleticism. You know, it's a unique combination, obviously, to have that situation where you're going to get both of those things together. And She does. She's got both of those tools together to be able to make things happen.
Back from the timeout. Alden has it. Chasing a 9-point deficit just over the 2-minute mark. Paul's going to try a three. Won't fall. Gilbert with the rebound. Able to poke it away as Brunson to Paul.
3 people inside of about 6 people couldn't get the clean shot they wanted. Credit to best choice in that way. Oh, great move there by Henderson. Are you kidding me? Slips in the gap and still finds a way to finish. That's tough basketball right there from the youngster.
Nice bucket. Makes it a 7-point game. Long rebound's going to come to Alden. Alden gets it ahead to Henderson. Henderson finishes with the left.
Well, here comes the run. We talked about what the weapons they have. Oh, here we go. Saw it.
Alden with the cookies and the lay-in. What did we say, Brandon?
Never out of the game with this group of kids and just their ability to make shots. You talk about whether it's Mosbach, whether it's Cloutier, literally everybody on this team at any given moment is capable of making a shot, and that's impressive.
2 subs coming in for best choice. Number 25, Allie Rife, and number 34, Zion Sanders. Said it was a matter of when, not if. Alton would get going and have a crucial run. We're seeing that happen right now with 1 minute, 10 seconds and counting. It is a 3-point game.
Oh, good move. Oh,
Gilbert tries to answer. Ball's loose for a second. Going to be popped out of there. Henderson has it. She's got Sanders on her hip. As you saw that potential collision, Henderson was going to run right into Alton. Everybody's okay.
I love it. It's so hard, man. Both, best choice obviously has been leading the majority of the game, and they've been doing their thing. But Florida Future now has reeled their way back in a 1-possession game and just missed from Cloutier.
That's a good look for Cloutier. Peoples is off to the races.
Uh-oh.
Gutsy shot there. She misses it. Nice Cloutier.
And it's interesting how quickly you end up getting the type of game that you want when you schedule it, right?
Yeah.
A minute ago, it's like, all right, man, this is a cool game. And now it's like, oh, okay, I see why Brandon Clay put this thing together, man. I love it.
Ball. Here's Bree Bowles.
Oh, tough move there from Bowles. Going right at Stephanie Paul. Right at her. And you hear Coach Giles imploring, force her to make that shot and show us that she can hit that before we go in and commit that foul.
It's definitely a lower percentage shot than that one she just took right there. She knocks it down. 44 seconds.
Those are big shots there from Bowles, no question. To be able to line up, just for 2018 in this type of pressure situation and be able to knock them down this game on Sunday here at the event.
Alton picks it up, gets it to Giles, now over to Paul. Kick it to the corner. Henderson for 3.
That kid's tough. You see a couple of college coaches shake their head. I'm shaking mine too. This is great basketball, man. I love it.
29 seconds on the clock. Rife has it. She'll be fouled by Cloutier. That's the second foul under 2 minutes. So per Peach State basketball event policy, that's going to send the players to the line, man. I love that policy when it comes to the 2 fouls under 2 minutes. Talk about the rationale behind it, Brandon.
Well, in complete honesty, I took the idea from the NBA. If you're not careful, you've got kids playing, trying to get a win, and you get somebody hurt. So if a team has 4 fouls or 3 fouls and they want to get into the bonus quick, instead of them having to foul multiple times, we're just going to make it really easy for everybody involved. They have 1 foul to give and then put themselves in the bonus or put the other team in the bonus with that second foul.
Couple Prospects Nation TV instant replays, part of this Florida Futures Elite comeback. You see the nice move by Henderson, picks up the ball, slices through. Big bucket right there by Destiny Henderson. And then following that up, Brandon, talked about the potential to make a run. We just saw that bucket by Henderson.
Uh-oh, cookies. The nice reverse. I mean, you come in and there's nobody. Nice right on left. Looking like, in terms of the style of play there, that D. Wade layup that he made so famous during that nice run of his from 06 to about 12, where he was one of the 2 or 3 best shooting guards in the league. You know, and then Ginobili on the other side with the left on right.
18 seconds left in this game. It's a 2-point advantage for Best Choice Elite.
Went off Henderson's foot.
Or Best Choice United, I should say. Florida Futures Elite loses it out of bounds.
That's a tough possession. Like I said, you want that shot on goal. Still 15 seconds left, but you want to get at least a shot opportunity up on the rim and see where it goes.
They'll foul quickly. 15 seconds on the clock. Just 1 second went off. They were able to get that foul.
Yeah, well, then credit Best Choice for being able to enter the basketball in the middle of the trap could come. If that ball gets entered in the corner, I think Florida Future tries to trap that first pass. But the ball gets entered in the middle, you just got to go ahead and give up the foul. There's nowhere for the trap to come from.
Gilbert at the free throw line.
Watch. Nothing but the back of the net. Two times, stretches it to an inferior 2-possession game unless there's a foul on a 3-pointer.
Three-pointer off the mark. Stephanie Paul still in there fighting. Loses that one out of bounds.
All right, just got to get the basketball in here.
Alden is one off of Peoples.
2 seconds left here, so at this point you got to get a 3 and then hope you can get a foul on the 3 somehow. An overzealous closeout or something of that nature. It's going to go in, but the buzzer sounds and game's over.
We've had a blast here at the Peach State Basketball Real Deal in the Ville. It's Best Choice United holding on to a victory over a talented Florida Future team. They battled back. This is what Julys are about, playing hard, getting offers, and taking advantage of the stage that these players have done so all week. Marcus Burnett signing off. Appreciate you joining us here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV.